Yonah Mountain in the morning. The bear's coming awake. Hi folks.
Hi folks.
Mike and Tam are here with you again on a beautiful springtime Saturday morning. We are back in the Chattahoochee National Forest. This time we're going to hike down to Duke's Creek Falls, one of 4 very popular waterfalls in the part of the Chattahoochee Forest that's closest to the tourist towns of both Helen and Dahlonega. We've done 2 of them. This is going to be our 3rd. Come along with us down to beautiful Duke's Creek Falls. It's a modest $4 to park here, and for the entertainment, that's not bad. We have barely begun the trail. I'm going to be very quiet and see if you can pick up the sound of water already. So the trail right after leaving the parking lot is fairly easy and it's paved, I think, for at least this part of the trip. Pretty much anyone could get down here. So folks, we've only come a couple hundred yards and we come to an observation deck, and I believe this is where the ADA accessibility ends right here. It is a good view. If you come here, anybody can enjoy the view from this platform, but from here on out, it's actual hiking. You can see here the observation deck, which is about as far as the trail goes where anyone can come to. There's places to sit if you wanted to wait for other people who were hiking the rest of the trail. And of course, what would an observation deck be without something to observe? And down here in this valley, off in the distance, there's Duke's Creek Falls. We'll be down there before too long. But this is still a nice view. Yeah, starting to pick up some routes that we're having to navigate as we go downhill. Yeah, I would say that observation deck is probably where, if you're having problems, you should stop. As the trail begins to wind lower into the valley, the sound of the creek becomes more clear, and you can actually catch a glimpse of it through the trees from time to time. So far, it's been downhill all the way, but you know what downhill going somewhere means? It means uphill all the way back. We all know that the Chattahoochee National Forest is prime Bigfoot territory, right, Tammy?
Yes.
I've been a lot of sightings and a lot of reports of activities. And look here, this tree break right along the trail. I think this tree's been pushed down, Tammy. What do you think?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I think this tree has been pushed down. I think this is clear sign of Sasquatch saying, stay out of my territory. So Tammy and I have, I think, made it down just about to the ground level here through a series of staircases and sloping paths. Now the path takes us on to Duke's Creek. It looks like we're going to follow the course of the creek most of the way there. I bet this is how Sasquatch gets down to the creek, down this little path. What is wrong with you? What is with that smirk? Now along the trail, we're beginning to get a glimpse of the falls off in the distance. Okay, we're at about, how far do you think we've come, Tammy? About 3/4 of a mile?
Yeah.
And the path takes a sharp downward turn, which of course means when we're coming back,
Gonna be fine.
or we're gonna have to be airlifted out of here, one of the two. You know, Tammy, I am seeing tree breaks all over the place around here. This sure is a squatchy area. So what do you think, Tammy? Is this a good area for a whoop? You think I should do a whoop here?
No.
I'm gonna do a whoop
Too many
here.
people here.
I haven't seen any people. I've heard the sounds. It could be something bipedal walking through the woods. Who are these people you speak of? Okay, I'm gonna do a whoop. Ready, Tam? Listen, be ready to listen. Be ready to listen. You got good ears, listen. You got your ears on, right?
Yes.
Okay, Tammy's got her ears on today. Whoop! Whoop! You hear anything, Tammy?
Nope.
You know, Tammy, I hear that Sasquatches are attracted to women and children. So why don't you give us a little whoop? Give us a little whoop.
No.
Give us a little whoop.
No.
Give us a whoop.
No.
Whoop.
No.
Whoop.
No.
Whoop.
No.
Whoop.
No.
Pretty little stretch of forest that we're hiking through. There's shade on a Sunday day. This sure does help. Got some pretty spring flowers blooming along the trail, some wildflowers. It's getting pretty up here in the North Georgia mountains. Y'all need to come on down. What,
I said it just got louder.
as we're getting closer to the falls, in fact, we just passed another hiker on her way back up, and she said we were maybe 2 minutes away from the falls. I told her in our condition, it's probably more like 5. But you can hear the falls. They're roaring off in the distance. So as we make our final approach, you see there is yet another observation platform. I love these things. They're usually built at the best possible view, and they usually include seating, which after the hike on the way down here, that's a little over a mile. It's nice to have a place to sit. Some folks getting a little closer view and playing in the water of Duke's Creek. Tam, there is a lovely breeze coming off. You can feel wind coming, and I don't know if you can see it in the air around us, but you see that mist in the air from the water. This is just a beautiful place. I could stay here all day. It is so comfortable. Even though this is called Duke's Creek Falls, these higher falls behind me, the 150-foot falls, well, they're actually on Davis Creek, where it falls into Duke's Creek. Now, there is an actual falls on Duke's Creek, but it's a lot smaller. This is actually Duke's Creek coming down out of the mountains. And there is a pretty little falls here. A spectacular 150-foot waterfall. Well, that comes off of Davis Creek. It comes down and joins Duke's Creek. It heads on down the river. Duke's Creek is about 8 miles long, and it flows into the Chattahoochee that way. I know of at least 2 historical markers along waterways here in North Georgia, one near the Chattahoochee and one near the Chestatee rivers, that lay claim to those places being the spots where gold was first discovered that led to the gold rush here in the 1820s in North Georgia. But most of your history books will tell you that that gold was found right here along Duke's Creek. So Tam, we have a long uphill march to get back to the trailhead. So we're going to let you go for right now, and we'll talk to you again when we arrive huffing, puffing, and sweaty back at the trailhead. So folks, Tam and I made it back. We're almost to the trailhead, so we thought we'd stop here before we got there with this beautiful view of the North Georgia mountains behind us. Now the hike down there, that was pretty easy, wasn't it, Tammy?
Yeah.
There's some spots you have to look out for on the trail. There's some narrow places where you pretty much have to give way to anybody coming the other direction because there's sheer drop-offs on the side. But other than that, about the only problem is the elevation gain. Going down there is easy, coming back is a bear. So be prepared for that. But the payoff at the falls is so worth it. It is so beautiful down there. Thank you for joining us for another North Georgia waterfall hike. Until the next time, this is Mike and Tam saying, bye.